I think the one thing that brings us down is eating it, as in getting.
Hello everyone and welcome to another one of our online advent videos, and today I'm going to have a go at baking my own Yule log. You're going to need everything that you see here. I'll put a link in the description for where I got this recipe from. There might be some other things you need as well because I haven't worked it all out yet. I'm not a very good cook. So start off by boiling some water, get it to simmer, and you need to melt down the chocolate and the sugar together. Get it all mixed up. Make sure the water's not touching the bowl though. After that, you need to blend all of the tofu together so it's nice and smooth. I don't know if this is a good example though. Ugh. Mix in with the chocolate that you've already melted, and more mixing. They recommend electric. I don't really have one. I don't think the consistency is right for me, but it looked kind of cool. After that, you need to get a baking tray, grease it all up, get some milk and the vinegar, mix it all together. Mix together all the flour, sugar, baking powder and cocoa powder, again using our blender. And then start to mix in the water and vinegar mixture, a bit at a time as you're mixing it. And it should come out a little bit like this. Tasty looking. Once you've got that, you need to pour it on out onto a baking tray, make sure you get every little bit of it. Well, most of it at any rate. And once you've done that, you need to spread it out using a palette knife so it's nice and flat and even across the surface. Great example, Chris? Maybe? I don't know. Pop it in the oven for 20 minutes at 160 on fan. While I was waiting, I started on the icing and the margarine to make the icing. And it came out pretty nicely, but it was a little bit crumbly when I'd finished, so maybe doing that later was a better idea. Oh, but man, it tasted so good. Nice. After that, more baking paper and sprinkle over some sugar. And it should just be out time to pull out the cake and see how it's doing. Make sure it cools for about 5 minutes afterwards. You don't want it to be too warm. And once you've done that, it's time to flip it upside down. I was really worried it was going to be really stuck, but actually the opposite happened. It didn't stick at all. Don't know if that's good or bad. And then after that, you need to roll it up as carefully as possible. I don't think I left enough room in the middle. I kind of tried to do it proper roll up, like a towel. Not sure if that was the best technique or not. Anyway, leave it for a bit to cool off under a tea towel, and then unwrap it again. And as you can see here, mine started to crack a little bit. Bad times. Get your icing that you had from earlier and start popping it onto the inside. Just rub it on in there, and you want to spread it all out so it's a nice even surface. Once applied, you need to roll it back on up again. And again, I think more icing sugar in the center was probably going to help my structure a bit better. But I didn't do that, so it looks like really flat and broken. Real shame. Anyway, go and get the goulash that you made earlier and start applying it to the outside. Mine was really, really thick. I actually added a bit more soy milk to try and loosen up a bit. It still didn't quite work. Get a fork afterwards, spread it out nice and evenly, get a fork, and do the lines across it, and then stick it in your fridge to cool off. And here's the finished result. Well, there you go. Taste test time. Here we go, live reaction.
Oh, it's like a rock.
Okay, yeah, it's a little bit solid. You ready?
Oh gosh, not really. Yeah. I think I need a knife. One sec.
No! No!
Wait,
it's not that bad!
It's on here.
It's not that bad!
There we go. Okay.
Right, you ready?
Yep.
3. I'm scared. Oh. Your initial reaction has not been positive. 3, 2, 1. I quite like it. It's very chewy, but it's got a nice flavour. I quite like it. That's not positive. You can't go,
It is a bit like eating chocolate flavoured cardboard.
The what? I mean, the consistency's not great. You know?
The creamy stuff is good. One thing about me is I like 100% dark chocolate, so this chocolatey stuff on top is really good. I think the one thing that brings us down is eating it, as in getting getting it so you can eat it. So I'm gonna go back to the knife.
In terms of flavour, I like it. I will agree that the consistency's not great. There you go. That's my first attempt. Feel free to have a go yourself at home, and I'd love to see what creations you come up with. In the meantime, me and Paul are going to slug our way through this Yule log over the next period of time. It looks like I'll be doing most of the work. Anyway, God bless, and catch you in the next video!